In hospitals there is purchase so many things like medicines, surgical equipment. So how you will be record that purchase entry in telegram, so I'm going to tell you in this video. So from gateway of tele you need to press V, select purchase voucher, change the date and suppliers invoice number. If suppliers ledger is not created, by pressing Ctrl C you can create your suppliers new suppliers ledger from here, as I'm showing you on the screen. So let's suppose we are going to purchase from XYZ machine company. Here we are going to purchase machine, so our supplier's name is XYZ machine company and group will be selected sundry creditors, maintain balances bill by bill, yes, and you have to fill your parties, your supplier's address and GST number, fill all the information correctly and save this screen. Now you will see you have to select machine, whatever machine you are going to purchase. By pressing Ctrl C we will create ledger of machines. I have prepared here some details so that you can understand a name of machine and their images. So this is a patient monitor which is monitor patients. So by pressing Ctrl C we will copy this and we will paste over here. We will select group under fixed assets, as because this is the fixed assets for hospital. So that's why we will create this ledger under group fixed assets. GST will be applicable. Set alter GST details, yes. And you have to fill HSN or SSC code of HSN code of this product. And nature of transaction, you have to select purchase taxable if you are purchasing from local. And nature of transaction, this is a capital good. In taxability, taxable, and 18% whatever tax rate for this item you have to fill. So I'm going to fill here 18% tax rate for this item and save this ledger. So we have created patient monitor ledger and here you have to mention purchase rate of this machine. So let's suppose we have purchased this machine at the rate of 1 lakh rupees and we will apply CGST and SGST as because we are purchasing from local and save this ledger. So this is how we have to purchase machines under fixed assets in Telegram. Let's go for second entry. Second machine is mammography unit. You would have seen this machine in hospital. So this is also fixed assets for hospitals, as because all these are used in hospitals as a fixed assets. So copy this and in the same voucher we will purchase this purchase, and by pressing Ctrl C, if the ledger not created of your supplier, so you can create. If ledger already created, so you can select your supplier's ledger. By pressing Ctrl C we will create mammography unit machine under fixed assets. GST will be applied, HSN code of the product and nature of transaction. We are going to purchase from local, so that's why we will select purchase taxable, capital accounts and 18% tax rate would be applied and save this screen. Now you have to fill the rate of mammography unit machine. Let's suppose we have purchased this with 3 lakh rupees plus GST. So 3 lakh plus CGST as GST will be applied. By pressing Ctrl A you can save this entry. Next entry we are going to purchase. Next machine is mobile X-ray unit. So this machine you would also have seen in hospitals. So this is again also fixed assets for hospitals. So again we are going to purchase in same purchase voucher, suppliers invoice number, field, date, and you have to select party account, your supplier's name, and by pressing Ctrl C you have to create this mobile X-ray machine unit. So I'm going to paste over here. Under fixed assets GST will be applied. Set alter GST, yes. HSN code of this product and nature of transaction, we are going to purchase from local, so we will select purchase taxable, capital, and then 18% tax rate will be applied over here as save this screen. And you have to fill here purchase rate of mobile X-ray unit. So let's suppose we have purchased this with 2 lakh rupees plus GST. So CGST and SGST will be applied and this entry is done. We have purchased mobile x-ray unit. By pressing Ctrl C, Ctrl A, you can save this entry. Next machine, we are going to purchase blood bank refrigerator. When you donate your blood, so doctors refrigerate your blood in blood bank refrigerator. So by pressing Ctrl C, we will copy this stock item ledger, and then suppliers invoice number, date, and suppliers ledger you have to select. And by pressing Ctrl C, we will create blood bank refrigerator ledger. Under as a fixed assets, GST will be applied. Set alter GST detail yes, and fill HSN code of the product and nature of transaction. If you are purchasing from local, so select purchase taxable capital goods, and 18% tax rate will be applied, and save this screen. Now you have to put the rate of blood bank refrigerator. So let's suppose we have purchased this with 2 lakh or 3 lakhs, whatever rate would be there. You have to fill rate and CGST as GST will be applied, and save this ledger. Next entry and next purchase we will make for ECG monitor ultrasound unit. So you would also, if you would have went to hospital, so definitely you would have seen, if you went for ultrasound, so you can see this machine. So again we are going to record this entry in purchase voucher by pressing Ctrl C. If you have to create your suppliers ledger, new suppliers ledger, so by pressing Ctrl C you can create your new suppliers ledger from there. And by pressing Ctrl C, we will create this machines ledger. Under fixed assets, GST will be applied. Set alter GST yes. HSN code of the product, nature of transaction. If you are purchasing from interstate, then apply not applicable. Otherwise, you can select purchase taxable if you are purchasing from local. Capital goods, and 18% tax rate will be applied, and you have to fill the purchase rate of this machine. So suppose we have purchased this machine with 1 lakh rupees plus GST, then CGST and SGST will be applied if you are purchasing from local. If you are purchasing from interstate, then IGST will be applied. Save this entry. Next ledger we will, and next entry we will done examination table. Definitely everybody would have seen this in the hospital. So same purchase voucher we will pass this entry, suppliers invoice number, date, and suppliers ledger. If ledger not created, by pressing Ctrl C you can create ledger. By pressing Ctrl C we will create this examination table ledger. Under fixed assets, GST will be applied. All these are a fixed assets for hospitals. That's why we are going to create all these machines and uh, items under as a fixed assets. Nature of transaction, purchase taxable, because we are going to purchase this from local. An examination table, you can feel here rate, in how much rate you are going to purchase this examination table. So let's suppose we are going to purchase in large quantity, so CGST SGST will be applied, and save this entry. So this is how you can purchase all those fixed assets of hospital in purchase voucher. Next purchase, we are going to change the date, and suppliers invoice number, put suppliers invoice number. By pressing Ctrl C, we are going to create here laptop company ledger, as because we are going to purchase laptops is also one of the fixed assets for your company. Under sundry creditors, and fill all the information of your suppliers like address, GST number, everything before saving the ledger. And by pressing Ctrl C, you have to create here laptop under fixed assets. Again, this is going to be fixed assets for your hospital. GST will be applied, and set alter GST yes. Nature of transaction, purchase taxable, nature of goods, capital goods, and tax rate select, and save this ledger. Let's suppose we have purchased laptop with 50,000, whatever rate is there you can put. CGST and SGST will be applied. So in hospitals, there is also purchase laptop for doctors, for accounts department, for staffs uses laptop. So this is also going to be fixed assets for your hospitals. So let me show you all this entry where will show in balance sheet. So click on go to option and open balance sheet from here, and you can see fixed assets. Click on this, so you can see all the entries is showing over here which we have done as a fixed assets. So this is going to be show in your balance sheet in asset side under fixed assets. All these entries showing. So there is a total 11,70,000 fixed assets. We have book entry as a fixed asset. So you can also book this entry. According entry, we need some basics ledger. So let's get start creating some basics ledger. So from gateway of tally, click on create option and then click on ledger option. So I have already created, so I will show you how you will be create. So I'm going to click on alter option and then ledger option. First of all, we are going to create our suppliers ledger. So I have created transporter company ledger under sundry creditors. Maintain balances bill by bill, mark yes, and fill the complete address of the party of the suppliers, state, PIN number and GST number, and by pressing Ctrl A, you can save this ledger. So don't forget to take PAN number of the party, otherwise 20% TDS will be deducted on provided service. So here I have fill PAN number of the party and then GST number of the party, and by pressing Ctrl A we can save the created ledger. Next ledger we will create freight and forwarding charges at the rate of 5% under indirect expenses, as because we are going to take freight charges, transporter service, so this is going to be indirectly expenses for your business. GST will be applicable, and here you have to fill SSC code of the transport. By pressing F12 you can enable this option if this option will not show you. So you can enable this option. Nature of transaction, select not applicable if you have taken this service from interstate. If you have taken this service from local, so you can select purchase taxable. In taxability, select taxable, and 5% tax rate will be applied on this service. By pressing Ctrl A you can save this ledger. Next ledger we are going to create commission and brokerage expenses. As I told you, some person arranged transporter service for the company and they have taken commission and brokerage expenses. So we are going to pay them commission and brokerage expenses. So for that recording entry we need this ledger. Under indirect expenses we will create this ledger. Why? Because commission and brokerage when company pays, so this is ultimately indirectly expenses for the company. Next ledger we will create of tax on RCM under current assets. Why we are creating tax on RCM under group current assets? As because we are going to take transporter service from any of unregistered transporters, so we need to book RCM and pay to the government. So this is not our liability even if we have to pay to the government. So that's why this ledger will be created under group current assets. So let's start recording entry. Select purchase voucher and change the mode accounting invoice. Fill supplier's invoice number and select your party account name. So I have already created party account name. If your ledger not created, so by pressing Ctrl C you can create your party ledger. Here we will select freight and forwarding charges at the rate of 5%. So whatever amount is there you can put the amount. So I'm going to put amount 25,000, and 25,000 it's a freight and forwarding charges. So when transporter give you invoice, that invoice is only 25,000, they are not applying tax. So here we will apply input IGST at the rate of 5%. If you want to apply input IGST at the rate of 5%, now you can see that this tax is not calculating. Why? As because while creating ledger of freight and transporter, We have selected reverse charge mechanism option. Yes, that's why Tally is not calculating GST on this invoice. So this is how you can book your transporter service invoice in Tally. Now let's analyze GSTR2 reports. So click on go to option, and from here you have to open GSTR2 reports by pressing Alt F2. You can change the date, and I will show you where that entry will show you in GSTR2A reports. So now you can see there is a this invoice is showing over here. So you can see there is showing ITC availed 1250. It means automatically this ITC is booked over here. And when you will scroll down, you will see this entry will show in reverse charge mechanism column also. So scroll down, and now you can see reverse charge mechanism 1250. When you will click on this, so you can see there is tally already booked takes amount, and the below you can see taxable value, it's 25,000. Liability ITC booked, there is nothing showing, and in balance liability there is showing 1250. Means tally is showing you have to book your balance liability 1250. Here we need to increase our tax liability and pay to the government. So by pressing state adjustment entry, select first type of duty and taxes, GST option, and nature of adjustment, increase of tax liability, and additional details. So here you can select particular under reverse charge, and here you have to debit tax on RCM amount 1250. This is our tax amount. This is a 5% of 25,000. So here we are increasing our tax liability as because we have purchased from unregistered party. Tax rate is 5% and taxable value is 25,000. Input IGST at the rate of 5% will be credited, and in narration you can book this is a RCM book entry. So here we have book RCM. So in balance sheet, if you want to see, so click on balance sheet, and in current liabilities under duties and taxes, when you will click on this, so you can see here under input IGST at the rate of 5%, you can see 1250 amount is showing in credit side. It means we have already booked our RCM taxable value, and this is going to be paid to the government. So when we will pay to the government, and after that we can claim ITC after paying. By pressing Ctrl A, you can add voucher, and from the right hand side select payment voucher, as because we are going to pay the RCM to the government. So XYZ transporter company will be debited. First, I'm going to pay to the party 25,000 balance from our bank. So bank will be credited and party will be debited. After paying party, we are going to pay RCM to the government. So by pressing Control Alt A, you can add voucher, and here you have to select payment under reverse charge. Input IGST at the rate of 5% will be debited 1250. It was amount 1250 will be debited, and if you are paying through bank, so bank will be credited. In narration you can mark this is a RCM paid entry. So in narration you can mark in detail, and by pressing Ctrl A you can save the entry. So this is how now you can see there is not showing input IGST at the rate of 5%. Before it was showing, but as we have paid, so entry is removed. So this is how you can purchase from unregistered transporter party, and you can book RCM and pay to the government. So now you can see XYZ transporter company ledger has been nil. We have purchased with rupees 25,000 service, and we have paid with rupees 25,000. So ledger has been nil. After this, when your mediator who provide transporter service, they will also raise their commission invoice. So how you will be book their commission invoice in Telegram, I'm going to tell you in this video. So by pressing Ctrl A, you can add voucher and select journal voucher. So simply commission and brokerage expenses will be debited, whatever expenses, whatever commission expenses for them. So let's suppose that it is a 1000. By pressing Ctrl C, you can create your service provider, your mediator ledger under sundry creditors group, and Mukesh Yadav will be credited. So this is a mediator who provides transporter service to our company. So commission and brokerage expenses will be debited and Mukesh Yadav ledger will be credited. In narration, you can mark this is the commission and brokerage expenses against which invoice. You can also mention your party, transporter party name and transporter amount, date, everything you can mention. So this is how we have booked commission and brokerage expenses in Teleprime, and after booking this, we can pay by pressing Ctrl A. You can pay this entry to the commission provider. So now you can see I have paid through payment entry. Mukesh Yadav ledger will be credited with 1000 rupees. If you are going to pay in cash, so you can uh, credit to cash. To discuss about different entries in Teleprime. So let's get started. First entry, Ramu started business with cash 2 lakh, goods with 50,000 and motor car with 2 lakh rupees. So how you will be record and treat this entry in Telegram. So open Telegram and from gateway of Telepress fee from the right hand side, we will book this entry in receipt voucher. If you wish, you can also record this entry in journal voucher. So I'm going to record this entry in receipt voucher. By pressing Ctrl C, you can create Ramu Capital account under Capital account group. So Ramu Capital account ledger will be credited with rupees 5 lakh. We have to total cash, goods and motor car. Total amount it's 5 lakh rupees. So 5 lakh rupees amount will be credited in Ramu Capital account. So 5 lakh rupees will be credited and we have to debit cash account, goods account and motor vehicle account one by one. Next we will debit cash account. So you have to select cash account and cash account will be debited with rupees 2 lakh rupees. Goods come with 50,000 if it is condition in stock, so you can receive stock with rupees 50,000. If it is as a fixed asset, so you can create goods under fixed assets and you can receive 50,000 goods as a stock item or as a finished goods. So I'm going to create here goods ledger under group fixed assets. By pressing Ctrl C, you can create stock item or you can create fixed assets as a goods. So I'm going to create fixed assets and GST will be not applicable as because here we don't have to calculate GST. Goods ledger will be debited with rupees 50,000. By pressing Ctrl C, we will create here motor car ledger. So motor car ledger will be created as a fixed assets as because this is a big fixed asset for business for company. GST will be not applicable as because again we don't have to treat GST over here. So just we have to take in business. So capital account will be credited with 5 lakh rupees. Goods and cash and motor ledger will be debited. Next entry is deposited into bank 50,000. It means here cash deposited 50,000 in bank. So we will record cash entry in contra voucher. From the right hand side, we will select contra voucher. By pressing F2, you can change the date. And cash ledger, if we are depositing cash into the bank, so cash ledger will be credited and bank ledger will be debited. So cash ledger will be credited with 50,000 and bank ledger will be debited with 50,000. Next entry is sold goods worth rupees 30,000 to Vivek at the rate of 10% trade discount. Here we are selling 30,000 to Vivek at the rate of 10%. So here we need to book sales entry. So from the right hand side, select sales voucher by pressing F2. You can change the date in which date you are going to sell to Vivek. By pressing Ctrl C, you can create Vivek ledger over here. So I'm going to create Vivek ledger under group sundry debtors, as because to whom we will sell, that ledger is going to be created under sundry debtors. By pressing Ctrl A, you can save this ledger, and here you have to select your stock item, or you are selling goods or services, you have select your goods or services. So here we are selling goods worth 30,000. So I'm going to select here office board 30,000, and here we are giving trade discount. So by pressing Ctrl C, we need to create trade discount ledger under group indirect expenses. Why indirect expenses we are creating? As because we are giving discount on our sale, so this is indirectly expenses for our business, for our company. So that's why trade discount ledger will be created as under group indirect expenses. So GST will be not applicable, as because I'm not recording here proper entry with GST. I'm just showing you how to book sale entry and how to treat this entry. So always keep in mind, whenever you are giving discount, you have to mention amount in minus. So we have booked 27,000 sale entry to Vivek. Next entry is goods purchased from Rahim 70,000. Here we are purchasing 70,000 goods from Rahim. So this entry will be booked in purchase voucher. From the right hand side, select purchase voucher, and by pressing F2 you can change the date, fill supplier's invoice number, and press Ctrl C and create Rahim ledger. We are purchasing from Rahim, so this ledger will be created as under group sundry creditors. Fill all the information of the party like address, state, GST number. By pressing Ctrl A, save this ledger. And here, whatever goods or services you are going to purchase, select the goods or services ledger. If the ledger is not created, by pressing Ctrl C, you can create from here. So ledger is already created. I'm going to purchase stock, so I'm going to change the voucher mode as a stock item. A name of item we have to select. Let's suppose I'm going to purchase bag. So fill quantity and the rate. So total we are going to purchase 70,000. So I'm going to put here total amount of 70,000, as because I'm just showing you how to book this entry as a purchase. So we have already booked 70,000 purchase from Rahim. Next entry is received from Vivek in full settlement of his account with rupees 25,000. Let's suppose if you have to settle any account and you are receiving final payment, so how you will be full and final settlement of the ledger? So here we are going to settlement of Vivek ledger with rupees 25,000. Suppose we have sold, and finally we have to settle Vivek account by taking final payment. So here we are going to settle Vivek ledger. So we have received 25,000 from Vivek, so we need to book this entry in receipt voucher. Vivek ledger will be credited and our bank ledger will be debited, as because we are going to receive payment from Vivek. Next entry is paid to Rahim in full settlement 69,500. Same, if you have to settle any of account by taking final payment, so how you will be record entry? We are going to pay it here, so it means we have purchased from Rahim. So select payment voucher, change the date, and Rahim ledger will be debited, as because Rahim is going to be receive payment. So whoever receive payment, that ledger will be debited. And if you are paying by cash, so cash ledger will be credited. If you are paying by bank, so bank ledger will be credited. Next entry is loan given to Ramesh by check 50,000. We are paying here 50,000 loan to Ramesh by check. It means we are giving. So whenever you are giving something from your business, it means you are paying. So whenever you are paying something, so you have to book that entry by payment voucher. So select payment voucher. By pressing Ctrl C, we will create Ramesh loan ledger under unsecured loan. Loan ledger will be debited with 50,000, and if we are going to pay by our bank, so bank ledger will be credited. Next entry is purchase computer from HCL Computer Company 45,000. Here we are purchasing HCL computer from HCL company. So we are going to book this entry in purchase voucher. So change the date, fill supplier's invoice number, and by pressing Ctrl C, we are going to create HCL Computer Company as a group sundry creditors. Fill the all information of the HCL company party and save this ledger. If you are purchasing computer as a fixed asset, so you need to book this entry as a accounting invoice. If you are going to purchase computer for trading purpose, for sale and purchase purpose, so you need to book this entry as a item invoice. So here we are going to purchase for trading purpose. So by pressing Ctrl C, we are going to create computer stock item. Fill all the information like HSN code, tax rate, all the information, and save the stock item. We are going to purchase first number one computer with rupees 45,000 and save this ledger. Last entry is received a check of 15,000 from Sita and paid to Gita. There is two entry. First we are going to receive from Sita, and after receiving we will give to Gita. So we are going to receive, so select receipt voucher, change the date in which date you are going to receive the payment from Sita. We are receiving from Sita, it means we sold to Sita. So Sita ledger will be created under group sundry debtors, and Sita ledger will be credited with rupees 5,000, and our bank ledger will be debited, as because we are going to receive payment from Sita. So bank ledger will be debited. Save this entry. After receiving payment from Seta, we will give to Geeta. So we are giving to Geeta, it means we have purchased from Geeta. So select payment voucher and create Geeta ledger as under group sundry creditors. And Geeta ledger will be debited and our bank ledger will be credited. So in this video we have seen different type of entries, how you will be record in Teleprime. I have told you